Hello, Dr. Nicola and Pura Vida here, and I wanted to chat with you today because I had a group yesterday and this has been coming up a lot. Everywhere I go, there is a big sense of there's a lot of grief that's moving through, and there's a lot of fear that's moving through as well. And so, sorry, just adjusting that. And so I want to talk about what do we do? And so in our group yesterday, so many people were talking about just not knowing what to do when they feel these large levels of fear or grief or that sort of thing. And so there's a couple of steps. The first is to breathe into your belly. Really, really breathe into that belly and just let yourself make some extra space for whatever's here. Because a lot of times what happens is we start contracting in our body and we contract in the mind, and it makes it feel like there's no room and we can't possibly be with whatever's here. So you use your inhale to create more space, and exhale to kind of release any of that tension and that contraction. So that's number one. Step two is just acknowledge what's here. A lot of times we're spending our vital force, our precious energy on avoiding or resisting or acknowledging what's here, because the mind feels like if we pay attention to what's here, then we're going to absolutely be inundated with that emotion and we won't be able to get out of it. And so we spend a lot of our time and energy trying to not be with it. And so if we acknowledge it, just simply say like, oh, I notice there's a lot of fear here. We keep using our breath and we just acknowledge it. And if there's any sensations in the body, if there's a tightness in the chest or a flip in the belly or a constriction in the throat or a sensation in the head or whatever it might be, just acknowledging, like letting the body know, oh yeah, I feel that too. And it's okay that it's here. That's really, really important as we are trying to show up and be in full presence. And start to notice what happens in the body, the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, as you spend a little bit of time and energy just being here. The vast majority of the time, what I notice is that this dissipates. So step one, we breathe and we're making more space. We're also stimulating that parasympathetic by getting into the belly. Step two is we're just simply acknowledging what's here, not why it's here, what we need to do about it. So that's step three, is reminding our intellectual manager parts that we don't have to do anything about this. We don't have to have the answer. We don't need to fix it. We're just going to show up and be with it. And then we notice what's actually happening. And the vast majority of the time, these sensations dissipate, the emotions lessen, and it becomes more and more easy to be with it. And then the last step is to just offer your understanding. Hey, I get that this fear is here. I get that this grief is here. And it makes sense to me that it's here. I get why this is here. And if you really, truly, that you have no idea why these things are here, you can let these parts know, like, I don't really get it, but it's okay that it's here. So it's really validating that you get it. It's welcome. It's okay that it's here, and just notice what happens in your body. That will create enough ease in your system in a few, really, like once you start doing this, it can take, at first it might take 2 to 5 minutes. When you start practicing it more regularly, it takes 30 to 60 seconds. These don't have to be big giant practices. But if we do this, if we take our emotional temperature throughout the day, then we're not looking through those emotions as filters blocking our experience or muddying the waters. It's like watching a snow globe settle. It's all kind of down here, and then we have a lot of clarity around what is the single next step for me to take. And just reminding ourselves that we don't have to know what to do with it can be enough to bring our system so much more ease. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're interested in playing more with this in January, at the end of January, I'll be offering a 6-week program around how to be with stress, anxiety, overwhelm, and worry in a whole, in a whole new way. And we're going to dive really deep into these concepts. So I hope to see you there. More info on my bio or in my bio or on my website, puravitahealthcare.com. So thanks again for joining, and we'll see you soon.